With the latest software, what I'd like to do is to introduce you to iBooks on the desktop. As you notice, I'm just selecting it now and selecting open, and it comes up with this particular window, and you have iBook Store on the left. If I just select that, you'll notice it will go into what you would normally get in terms of featured books, top of the charts, categories and top authors. So that you'd obviously be familiar with, as I am. Select library to go back. That'll show your own personal library, and you have the options of all books in this format, different collections, by author, by category or by list. And what I'm doing is just selecting one of these. This is actually on the iPad, because I created this Uncluttered Bible last year, the first Bible in the world without numbers and headings. And you'll see this is the page that I was recently at, and you'll see that on the left hand side here I have some insights and pictures, and on each of the books of the Bible I have text. And as you just scroll across, either with the mouse or with on the trackpad on the computer, you'll find that there's no numbers and no headings. Anyway, when you bring your mouse up to the top of the actual window, you'll notice that you've got three small icons, and each time you bring the mouse up to that, it'll tell you show your books in your iBooks library. The next one is your table of contents, and the third one here is show notes or study cards. So what I'm going to do is select, click to show the table of contents, and what you've got is this is what was created in iBook Author. Gives you the option, as it's an iBook rather than an ebook. You'll notice that I've got thumbnails, intro movie, Old Testament, New Testament, and then to the side here, if I click on that, you'll notice that it gives you all the books of the Bible in order. So for example, if I select Genesis, it will change it to Genesis with a picture. And equally, if I come back here and again select the middle one, you can choose any books of the Bible by just simply scrolling. And that's how it works there. Let me go back to the New Testament and into Luke's Gospel, just to show you some of the things that can be done. You'll see I've highlighted a word. In fact, on my MacBook Pro, if you select a word, for example matters, and you double tap it, it automatically goes into a dictionary and gives you the meaning of it, as well as the thesaurus. And I think initially what happened with me, I had the option as to what language I would use as a dictionary. Gives you that options, but obviously me being English, picked an English dictionary. Here's another example where you can click and highlight some text, and when you do that, automatically comes this little area here where you can underline, select a highlight color, add a note, copy, or on the more section, great stuff, because if you do a search, it'll give you every example of that word throughout, in my case, the whole of the Bible, but it could be any book. You can also search the web or Wikipedia if you wanted a greater search in terms of what those words would mean, but obviously in this particular case it's just a passage or paragraph. And you can post it to Facebook, to Twitter, you can send it as a message, or you can actually send it as an email, or if you want to, you can even select start speaking, and it will actually talk back to you. Isn't that incredible what Apple have managed to do with this? Let me give you an example of adding a note. You just click on that. When you type it in, In that particular case, I've already written something, but on here, if I wanted to add a note, I would select it, add note, and type it in. So I thought that would be useful for you to see just how iBooks on the Mac looks like. But let me just show you a couple of other things. Here's show notes or study cards. So if you're in an area where you've created notes, you can actually not only see it in this area, but you can actually as well edit directly in this. So it's quite amazing what can be done. Or you can come up here and quickly find text of any sort. So if I type in the word, for example, king, it'll tell you that there's 2,278 examples of king, 365 of kingdom, and so on. So it's a great search engine for you to do that if it's required. Again, further to the right here, you've got your normal bookmarks that you could add. And finally, if you wanted to, you could use this that most of us would be familiar with, that would simply fill the screen. I hope that's been a little introduction to how iBooks works. Thanks.